Good day. Good day, sir. You're tuning into AMTV, Alternative Media Television. I'm Christopher Green. Christopher, are you excited to see me, or is that just a banana in your pocket? Oh, it's actually a banana. Interesting. So Hillary Clinton's campaign is spiraling out of control. It's literally spiraling out of control. I just shot a video here a couple of minutes ago, and I'm really excited about it. It turns out Hillary is so sick that she, unfortunately, will not be the first vagina and thief of the President of the United States, based solely on the fact that she's got a vagina. Because that's what they want you to believe, folks. Because Hillary Clinton has a vagina, she's going to be the first woman and thief of the President of the United States. But it's spiraling out of control. She looks like death. And again, my heart goes out to her. I hope she feels better. I do. You know, she needs to get healthier so she can burn more of her emails. Yeah, that's right. Burn more of your emails, Hillary Clinton. Burn more of your emails. Oh, and CNN, yeah, keep attacking the truth. Keep attacking. Media organizations, real truth tellers like myself, AMTV and others, keep attacking us. Yeah, that's right. Keep attacking the truth, CNN. Same with you, Fox, Mr. Bill O'Reilly. Yeah, keep stealing our tagline. Keep doing it. You're only egging me on. Going to war with the mainstream media. So this is all spinning out of control. Also, I've been doing, quite a few content. I did some content on the Olympics too, and people are just like, I think, kind of dumb. To be honest, I'm like egging people on. I titled the last video, Ryan Lochte is an American hero. People are like, how dare you say that, Christopher? He's not an American hero, man. He pissed in a bush. Now remember, Ryan Lochte pissed in a bush. Hillary Clinton has killed people. And what's the major headline story right now? Well, the major headline story is about Ryan Lochte pissing in a bush. And, oh yeah, he was drunk in a foreign country. Like, no one's done that before. Like, none of you tuning in have never been down to, like, Tijuana or, it could be any other country around the world and pissing in a bush and doing something stupid. Yeah, but that's the headline story. Yep, That's the only story that we can talk about. Yep, that's right. Yep. If you're just joining us, Christopher, are you excited to see me, or is that just a banana in your pocket? Nope, it's a banana. Yep, not excited. Actually, I'm excited at the same time. That's why I keep a banana in my pocket, because you don't know if I'm legitimately excited or not. So people just need to wake up. They need to understand the truth. They need to stop being such pussies. Honestly, you think you've seen me yet? You get the real truth online all the time with me. I'm a real person. I'm not reading a teleprompter. But you think you've seen anything yet? You haven't seen shit. By the way, we got a new live show. Right? Thank you for all of you guys tuning in. We had a freaking blockbuster last week on Tuesday. I even saw Glenn Beck pull my analysis from the actual show. So make sure you tune in, because you hear it there first. Everybody else is just kind of regurgitating probably the same things we're already saying here on AMTV. Of course, those guys get paid millions and millions of dollars to do it. I basically just do it for free because I give a shit, which really is the honest to God truth. Glenn Beck and InfoWars, for example, these guys make over $1 million a month. Glenn Beck makes over $10 million a month. And honestly, I don't think the content's that good. Glenn Beck specifically. Oh man, looks like the connection is weak. Can you guys still hear me? Looks like we got a shitty connection. It really is a piss off when we got a shitty connection. I'll wait for it to buffer. See if we can buffer a little bit here. Looks like we got 38 people in the room. 38 people, up 39. It still says my connection is weak. And I cannot see any of you. This is getting to be a little bit ridiculous. Oh, I'll just leave it there. Maybe show me some comments. Show me some comments in the box. Let me know if you can get this, because it said my connection was weak. Not like my banana here, which is pretty firm. It's a pretty firm banana. Oh, do you see that? That was like the Illuminati eye. That's cool. There we go. You notice how in Glenn Beck's new book, and this is not a coincidence, called Liar, it's him with an Illuminati eye. Go look it up right now. Put it up in a Google search right now. Okay, Rick says video may be weak, but the audio is okay. Okay, well, I hope it improves here. We need to look at our internet connection. Oh, we have to look at everything. So many things. Yep, just money flying out the door every day. Lucky I can keep the lights on here in this place. But again, most of you guys around the world just expect me to do this shit for free, right? do this shit for free. Yeah, I don't need a crew. I don't need any resources, infrastructure to broadcast this to compete against a multi-billion-dollar industry. I'm an asshole for asking for your support. $4.95 a month, $49.95 a year. All right, that's what people will tell me. Yeah, we're doing all the work here. We're busting our ass. See the bags under my eyes here, working 24/7 around the clock? Yep, broadcasting new shows with limited production assets, literally broadcasting off of a freaking laptop. Yeah, we're loaded here at AMTV, just making tons of money. Yep, that's right, competing with a multi-billion-dollar per quarter mainstream media, which people are tired of. They were even yelling. This is cool. I shot a video earlier. People were even yelling at CNN at a Trump rally, like you guys need to tell us the truth. Like they were basically egging them on. It was pretty cool, actually. I was kind of like, wow, that's pretty awesome. So yeah, the most major story though right now is about Ryan Lochte, the fact that he did something wrong. And I'm not arguing with that at all. I'm also not arguing that Ryan Lochte is a total, absolute douche. He's an idiot. He's a really good swimmer, but the fact that he's the headline story just goes to show you what a sham the mainstream media is. But I actually think that Ryan Lochte, I think he should rally here. I think he should start his own podcast, man. He's getting so much free publicity right now. He could make millions starting his own show. He could put on YouTube or Facebook Live or do whatever he wants with it. Again, there's no such thing as bad press. It's all about, controversy. What up, Tim? Yo. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Jimmy says, ooh, look good. Elizabeth says, getting a strong signal here. Awesome. Thank you, Elizabeth. Appreciate that. Having some internet connectivity issues. Oh, yeah, back to the live show. Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I've changed the time slot because we've experimented with a couple different times. We are now broadcasting live tomorrow and Thursday from 10 to 11 Pacific Standard Time. 10 to 11 also Arizona time. So Arizona's kind of a weird state though. We actually have our own time zone. Isn't that kind of weird? We're like the special state. We have a helmet on basically. 10 to 11 Pacific time, Pacific Standard tomorrow. Tune in, support us. We've been working aggressively building kind of our makeshift set. We are very fortunate, lucky to have a lot of lighting equipment and those kinds of things, but our internet connection kind of sucks, as you guys can see from me trying to deliver this video to you right now, because we need more of your support. I'd also like to answer some of your questions this morning, so put them in the question commenter box here on Facebook and I'll get to them. I just shot a video about Hillary's campaign in decline, which is now moving into post-production. Will take several hours of hard, diligent work from our post-production crew to get out. People just think this is easy. They're like, oh yeah, you just roll out of bed, man, and shoot a video, and then it just farts out like a turd out onto the internet. It's actually quite an involved process. It takes a lot of production resources, a lot of time, and a lot of money to do. Whew. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Yeah, I donated a lot of stuff to Goodwill this week, and I cleaned out my entire garage. I feel good about that. I like donating stuff. I kind of believe in purging, getting rid of the stuff you don't need, Buddha. Damn it, looks like we have a connection is weak again. All right, I'm going to leave it here. Let me know when the connection is good. Stacy says, dude, get some sleep. Well, Stacy, it's tough to get sleep when you're working 24/7 around the clock, 7 days a week on your behalf. It's pretty difficult, but that's what we do because it's what it takes. You see, people like me are real business owners, real entrepreneurs, and real truth tellers. We work our asses off to get the truth out to the viewing public. A lot of Americans are just 9-to-5ers. Yep, 9 to 5, that's all they can handle. 9 to 5, and then those beers start popping off. They're just kind of, all it is. See, I believe in hard work. I've always been a hard worker. In fact, that's why I could identify a little bit with Lochte, even though he's a total douche, but I was a swimmer. Because I used to work my ass off. I still do today, but in sports, I used to get up at 4:30 in the morning, jump in the pool at 5. It's one of the reasons why I was a Division I All-American in high school. Went on to play NCAA Division I water polo and started as a freshman. Hard work. Yes, I think a little talent comes into play, but it's really just hard work. But people are afraid of hard work. They're afraid of taking risks because you know what? Fear gets in the way of most people. They're like, too scary. Too scary, can't do it. Yep. And then they'll just point to everybody else and criticize everybody else from being the doers. I tell my crew all the time there's a big difference between talk and action. I always like to remind myself, action is the most important. Take massive action in your life. What are the buckets? Health, wealth, love, and happiness. So you've got to pick. You've got to kind of pick and choose a little bit because you can't do everything well. For example, if your business, say entrepreneurship, that's kind of like your passion, then you've got to put all your energy into that. You're probably not going to be like, some steroid-ridden like buff guy if all you're doing is focusing on your business. Counter that, let's say health and fitness was your, primary goal. No, I don't think you should do steroids because it's horrible for you and you'll grow tits if you do it. like in that movie Fight Club with Brad Pitt. Remember that guy with the tits because he did all the steroids? We actually see that in real life. But you kind of have to pick and choose what's important to you, right, in life? Health, wealth, love, and happiness. So to me, it's always been about getting the truth out, telling a story, being a creator. That's really what I care about. And essentially, I do it for free because I really love it. Sometimes I ask myself, like, why do I do this? Like, why did I choose this path? You know, I don't really think I chose it. I think it chose me. Have you ever felt like that way before? I mean, it's the only way to explain, even doing this video right now, standing in this studio right now, as I go through kind of these intellectual thoughts, but instead of just keep them private to myself, I actually broadcast them to the entire freaking world. It's kind of crazy. People ask me all the time, like, Christopher, like, you're such, like, just a wonderful, like, nice guy, like, in person. I'm like, is your on-camera personality more of your real personality, or, like, what's the deal? Because you're just, like, such a nice, classy, like, loving, happy guy, like, which really, truly I am. And I think I'm all of those things. I think you actually probably get more of the real truth on me in camera because it's my real inner dialogue. Again, instead of keeping these thoughts privately in my brain, I actually give it out to the world because I like to create. I guess at the end of the day, I'm a little bit of an artist. I believe in the art. It's kind of interesting because, you know, I spent years playing sports. Water polo, swimming, all these kinds of things. It's all I did, 24/7 around the clock. And in college, I decided to try something a little bit different. I tried out for a play, which I know people are like, pussy, you know, theater. No, but I tried out just kind of randomly. I'm like, I'm going to give something different a shot. It was kind of crazy. I actually got the lead role on the first try. I played John Proctor in The Crucible. It was pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. See, I've always loved to create. I created as a little boy. I would do like lip syncs and stuff. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of revealing some like personal stuff about myself. Like I did a lot of lip syncs, won them at school, you know, when I was like second grade, like dancing and stuff, man. It was kind of crazy. You know, it seems pretty lame now, but I guess the apple don't fall far from the tree. Wow, we live in amazing times. So I was thinking about this over the weekend. I'm going to get into kind of the gist of this with the main show. And I realize lighting's all off. Kind of looks retarded right now. I'm just carrying this camera around. It's kind of what I feel like. But I was thinking about it over the weekend. You know, we are in this kind of loop, this media loop, and I see the connection is weak again. Let me go get a cup of coffee here while we wait for a weak connection. Yep, looks like we're back. And let me know if for some reason the connection goes off and you guys can't hear shit, then I'll, you know, fix things. Hold on. No, just thinking about the fact how we're kind of like in this, kind of this feedback loop, you know, with the media. It's just, you know, the stories are put out and everybody kind of feeds on it in this circular way. But see, what really I think about is not the current story of the day, but what really comes next, right? Like, for example, what are the consequences of both Hillary or Donald Trump becoming the next president of the United States, whether or not a vagina or a dick enters the Oval Office, which is, I know, is what people care about. They really want to see that first vagine. I was watching some videos over the weekend, you know, prepping videos and stuff, you know, something that, you know, is kind of a big part of my life, you know, preparation, you know, hoping for the best, preparing for the worst. And I was listening to this one dude, he's out in the Ozarks, pretty cool. And he's like, this is what I'm going to do if Hillary Clinton gets in the Oval Office. And then he pauses. He's got like this big beard. Prepare for nuclear war. And then he goes on and explains. I'm like, wow. This guy understands how serious these issues are. Did you hear me there? He says he's going to prepare for nuclear war. People think this stuff is a joke, especially, you know, and again, I realize I have a lot of millennials that tune in, a lot of very smart, intellectual millennials, and never discredit the youth because, you know, I think a lot of the youth are far beyond their years, kind of like I was, and kind of like I still am today. I'm a pretty young guy, quite an intellectual, but I think a lot of the youth generation has no idea what's coming. I mean, they're so focused on they have no idea that nuclear war could be a potentially real consequence in the not too distant future. I mean, why wouldn't Vladimir Putin drop the bomb? They're always talking about how like Donald Trump's going to drop the nuke. You know, like how we can trust Hillary Clinton even though she's continued the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. We can trust her. She won't press the red button, but Donald will. These are very real possibilities, folks. And I talked about it in the show. how they're propping up the stock market right now. Just goes to show you how artificial this thing is. You know, people like George Soros that basically command the markets today, the international banksters. They're holding it together because it benefits Hillary Rodham Clinton. If for some reason the shoe dropped now, it would only work in benefit of Donald Trump. So whoever inherits the shit show that makes up the Oval Office, whether or not it's the first vagina in Thief or it's the, you know, the anti-political establishment dick in the name of Donald Trump, they both inherit the worst economic financial mess in the history of the world. And it'll pale in comparison to 2008, 2009. So a gentleman I was watching over the weekend, he says he's going to prepare for nuclear war. Remember my video? What was it on? The Comedian. Maybe one of you guys can put it down there. Can you hear me okay? Can you guys hear me okay? I got some air conditioning going right now because it's really, really hot in Arizona. But Robin Williams. Remember when I did that? It's like one of my super viral videos to this day when I talk about how like the public is full of shit for being upset about his death and all these kinds of things. I kind of have this, you know, critical opinion of it, and I sipped like a cup of coffee. I seriously got like a million comments on that. Like, how dare you sip a cup of coffee? How dare you do that on camera? And talk about the sacred Robin Williams, who was probably, you know, and I liked him. I thought he was, you know, cool dude, man. I enjoyed like his stuff, but like was probably on just a cocktail of different drugs, right? Sitting here in the director's chair. Oh yeah. Oh, what's up? What's up, truthers? Yeah, it's all a conspiracy theory. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the truth is definitely a conspiracy, just like Hillary Clinton on the Today Show. I don't know if you remember this, but this was prior to the Monica Lewinsky story broke out. She was like, there's a right-wing conspiracy to discredit me and my husband regarding the allegations of Bill sticking his you-know-what up the hoo-ha of Monica Lewinsky in the Oval Office. And then like a day later, the Drudge Report and Matt Drudge like broke the truth. Yeah, it was a real conspiracy, Hillary. Yeah, that's right. Just like it's a conspiracy now that you're sick. Sicker than a dog. Thought I'd do some sound effects for you this morning as well. Oh, sliding's a little bit better. Bags under my eyes don't look as bad this morning. Tired. Just shot a new video. It's moving into post-production. Again, make sure you thank my team. Even if it's just in the comment box below, all the people that support me to what I do. It's honestly not easy. These people are fantastic, and I have a great little boutique team that really believe in what we do and that really support me, and honestly I couldn't do it without them. So just, I don't know, even if it's just a comment, be like, hey, thanks to the AMTV crew for supporting this mission of truth. It means a lot to me, and I think it means a lot to them. I see a thumb up. You can ask me some questions. I'd be happy to get into some questions here. Elizabeth says, loud and clear and cranked up. Okay, thank you. John says, I stuffed a garbage bag full of fat clothes into their already puking bin the size of a tractor trailer. Steven says, did you talk to Bill? Well, good question, Steven. Still working on getting on his show, which isn't happening yet. You just have a little bit of an axe to grind. But notice that they did put me on the show in a very limited capacity. Remember how I said it'd be water under the bridge if they brought me on? We talked about real issues like why Hillary Clinton should be in jail, and then they just miraculously pulled the clip of the interview of Rand Paul and put that on when Bill wasn't even hosting. It was like the other guy hosting. So it's kind of an ongoing saga at this point. Yeah, we've spoken to, well, I'm going to leave it there. I've got to kind of have to be careful of what I say regarding this issue, but obviously hard hitting and in your face is mine. It's a registered trademark of AMTV, so if it continues to be used out of context, there will be an issue. We'll just leave it there. But as I told Bill, it could be water under the bridge. You just have to have me on the show. I mean, you still can't use my trademark, don't get me wrong. You can't use it, but if you physically have me on the program live as a guest, not pulling one of my clips and just doing whatever you want with it, then it's water under the bridge. And we can certainly appreciate that because, we're kind of in a media game. And, Bill, and I would even tell him, I mean, this guy's established, man. Come on, man. You guys don't trust Bill O'Reilly, do you? People are like, oh, I can't believe you trust Bill O'Reilly, Christopher. I can't believe it. Oh, yeah, I really, like, can you guys, I'm preaching to the choir here, but, you get these occasional comments. It's like, dude, be smarter. Come on. It's like the Lochte video or whatever, man. Don't you realize I'm just kind of egging egging people on, because it just proves how dumb people are. Nope. Ryan says, shout out to the AMTV crew. I will let them know. Elizabeth Brennan says, sue them, make more money. Well, you know, we'll see what happens, but it's really not the type of person that I am. You know, see, I care much more about the truth than anything else. So Hillary is very, very ill. Very, very sick. I think I did in the video that we just shot, how she walked in this rally and only made it 1 block. And I wish I could show the picture, but Facebook Live, I don't think has the technology yet, or I would have to have my crew, you know, on it to do it. But she looked like death. Like she's obviously suffering some kind of illness, and people just can't believe it. They think it's a conspiracy theory. I always think it's funny how they frame what I do is it's like we're all rednecks or something. It's like we're all hicks, you know, from Arizona, you know, without an education. We're just God-fearing, you know, Christians and stuff, and we can't think for ourselves. And we got hay sticking out of our mouth, when in actuality, we are all high-level, highly intelligent intellectuals. Most of the people that I meet, in and around Phoenix, for example, that come up to me, and I've had officers salute me, literally get out of their cars, and I'm like, wow, that is, talk about, you know, feeling humbled when that happens. But most of the people that approach me are successful businessmen and women. Last person that approached me has 100+ employees, full suit, you know, just love what you do, Christopher, keep it up, brother. You know, Obamacare's bleeding me. You know, I might have to let some people go. And he's getting upset about it when he's talking to me, but the costs are rising so extraordinarily that he might not be able to employ, you know, some of the 100+ people. And I'm not laughing about it because it's funny, but it's none of these people are hicks. You know, it's they think we're the gun-toting people or whatever. Even you look at myself. Dude, I worked for a major Wall Street bank. I went to private school, top of my class. I'm a NCAA Division I athlete, a former All-American. I mean, dude, we're highly intelligent people. This isn't the hick job over in Arizona or something like that. They paint it the same way with N4s and stuff and all this stuff. It's dude, these people are smart. Very smart. The mainstream media has to call it a conspiracy theory. See, didn't the CIA invent the whole idea of conspiracy theory? They did. Oh, Elizabeth, there's no need to apologize. Welcome to the Facebook Live broadcast. Great to be here. Sam says, Bill Clinton looks like he has been sick too. Yes, and I think, Sam, I talked about this. They could also use that. That might be the diversion. Bill's failing health to take the eyes off Hillary, potentially. And we even talked about that before the whole Hillary health, you know, kind of when she started having aggressive seizures thing even came out. But that's normal, according to the mainstream media. It's normal when you're that's normal. When you're asked a question, all these light bulbs go off. I mean, look, what she does is intense. You know, being a politician, I mean, could you imagine being the president of the United States? Talk about the most stressful job on the planet. I think the media is stressful. What I do is stressful because you have to be on 24/7, 7 days a week, around the clock, following things consistently. I mean, it just never, ever stops because they're following the news cycle. But, you know, to be a politician, man, has got to be the worst. It's got to be probably the most demanding, crazy job on the planet. So if you're not tippy-top health, a 10 out of 10, that's a problem. Look at Donald Trump. I don't think Donald Trump's a 10, but he's probably, well, I'd probably give him a 10, but he doesn't really take care of himself, you know, eating his Kentucky Fried Chicken and stuff, and, you know, it doesn't really look like he works out, but, you know, his travel schedule has been immense, and he only seems to be getting stronger. Ryan says, what do you think about the new Snowden movie? Well, I haven't seen it yet. I can kind of predict, you know, I should watch it, obviously, but kind of predict kind of the narrative that they're going to put out there. What is it? Oliver Silverstein, Stone, I'm pretty sure, put that out. He said he couldn't even film it in the United States for fear of repercussions from the State Department, and basically all eyes were on him. I think the whole Snowden thing, the Assange thing, it's a very deep, intricate web of intelligence. I think that's part of the intelligence game. So you don't know the truth, right? You don't know if these people are plants or not plants, or they're single or double or triple agents. It's just kind of this mysterious thing. So I don't know. I would suggest it's propaganda. I mean, here's the thing. What's happened post any of these truth bombs coming out? Like, has anything changed? Is the NSA not spying on us anymore? Has anyone gone down or gone to jail or anything? No. See, I think they just wanted you to know that you were being spied on, because it's a level of control, made up a part of our society that, understanding that you are being watched at all times. They just kind of wanted to put that out there, like, dude, you're being watched, so be careful. That's a form of, Orwellian control right there. So I don't know. I'd have to see it. I'm not really sure at this point. There's been a lot of movies out. I want to see the Clinton cash film, which I think Stephen Bannon, the new head of, Trump Inc., is a part of. So I want to see that too. There's quite a few films. It's tough, making time to, see these long pieces. Ooh, Robert says, ooh, I think you just got called a fearmonger. Love those that bury their head in the sand. Yeah, me too. I like, it's kind of like the ostrich, just putting your head in the sand. Oh yeah, we're totally fearmongers here because we think for ourselves. People be like, you never predict anything, correct, Christopher? Oh yeah, like Syria, I predicted that. People said it was a conspiracy theory. We've been bombing the shit out of them in recent years. That war didn't exist prior to the dozens of videos that I put out there that said, hey, this is pretty obvious. By the way, Obama says he's not going to fight a war here, but watch him. They're about to drop bombs. And then he comes on camera like at the White House lawn with the helicopter behind him several months later, and he's like, yep, we're launching airstrikes. And then 470,000 plus people have ended up dead in Syria. Oh yeah, I really got that prediction wrong. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like 2008, 2009, if you're one of my family and friends, some of which you're probably tuning in, I sat you down in 2008 and told you to get the hell out of the market, that there was a major calamity. And it's one of the reasons why I started this channel, and I was right about it. And most of the people around me, not anything against them, couldn't see it coming. I don't know. I don't really perceive myself as clairvoyant, but maybe I am a little bit. I think I kind of am. It's kind of crazy. I can actually see certain things coming. I don't know. What do they call it? Like the Holy Spirit, You just kind of feel it. It's kind of a guiding light. I realized that years ago. I was driving into the studio. This is when we kind of first moved in 3 years ago, that I really am a voice, and that it's kind of like an energy, call it the Holy Spirit, call it whatever you want, that kind of moves through me and allow me to do what I do. Otherwise, there would be no way on God's green earth that I could do this. John says, being in complete agreement with any news source or person in the news media is unhealthy. Yeah, I agree. Question anything and everything. It's like Donald Trump, man. People hated a lot of the statements I made about him. I support his campaign. I'm, extremely anti-Hillary. And this was taken from me and put into the public lexicon. I believe I was the first to say that I'm more anti-Hillary than I am pro-Trump. And then I've heard that repeated and repeated. I see that happen all the time. These people tune in. Even with the whole Bill O'Reilly thing, people were like, oh, Bill O'Reilly doesn't watch you. No, he doesn't. And then literally the next week, they take a clip and put me on there. They're watching. They're stealing shit from us too. Jeremiah says, did you see the thing about Hillary's Secret Service agent having a diazepam pen? Yeah, I did. I'm well aware of it, and kind of chose not to report on it on some of the videos we pointed out, because sometimes you have to be selective. Like, in order for me to reach a larger and larger audience, I can't just give all of the details to start. I kind of have to reel people in a little bit, otherwise they'll completely reject the truth. So I kind of thought, even though there's truth to that, obviously, and it's been investigated and pointed out by a lot of people, that you kind of have to ease people into it. Otherwise they would just write off, the clip completely and be like, oh, it's total conspiracy. She's healthy. These are people like editing the videos of Hillary Clinton having the seizure. But actually all the footage I put out in the cell phone video, where we kind of cut it in the B-roll, and I actually did the B-roll myself there, which I kind of rarely edit videos now, were unedited clips. Like, we didn't put slow-mo to it or anything. She was just like having a freak attack with all the light bulbs in front of her eyes. Stacy says, how can we help? Well, that is a loaded question. I think most of you know the answer to that. Honestly, I'll be frank with you, man. We need financial support. I know people hate to hear that, but we do. So I'm going to leave it real short. All you have to do is go on demand, subscribe at $4.95 a month, $49.95 a year. It's price of a cup of coffee, and you help support me and my whole crew. Otherwise, we struggle, which is what we're doing. We struggle to keep the lights on every single month and do this. And it's why I've got bags underneath my eyes right now. People are telling me to get more, sleep, but I can't do that as the head of this because I got a lot of people that rely on me. So that's how you can help, and you can just share our content if you can't donate financially. That's it. And pray for me. All the odds are against us. You do realize that. So I would say pray. That's probably the number one thing. Just pray. Pray for me. Pray for all the people a part of AMTV. That's what we need. Eric says she's sick, Chris, physically and mentally. Yeah, I know. Honestly, I don't think it's far-fetched to say she's working for Satan. Seriously, this is an evil lady, folks. Very, very evil. She sold her soul a long time ago. And I don't think that's an exaggeration. Ryan says, do you ever watch Mark Dice? Yeah, I'm familiar with Mark. I think he does good work. Yeah, I think he does. In fact, I'd like to have him on the show. Of course, because we're broadcasting Tuesdays and Thursdays now, kind of getting that set up. It's kind of crazy because it's a tremendous amount of work to get the show going. I mean, it takes just freaking hours of pre and post production, so it's a lot more work than the standard videos, that we're putting out. But yeah, I'd like to have him on the show. I think he does good work. He's kind of known for the man on the street stuff, just proving what derelicts people are. Like they would seriously elect Hitler, with the checkbox. That's kind of what Mark Dice is famous for. So yeah, he's cool. Tony just said he's going to use you like a vending machine. I don't understand that at all. Seth, I wonder how the media is going to dismiss Hillary's health in order to keep her campaign going. Well, they're going to do things like focus on stories of Ryan Lochte instead of reporting on her health, which was pretty much my point of that video, even though it pissed people off. They're like, how dare you, Christopher? How dare you? Ryan Lochte's a douche. Yeah, I know. Be smarter. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes I find it irritating how dumb people are. Darren says Obama 666 will never leave power. He will start World War III. Well, that's kind of the latest, well, I hate to say conspiracy, but I do kind of think this is more conspiratorial, that Hillary's going to drop out of the race because of her health, or something's going to happen, and then Obama's going to, like bypass Congress, which he's done many times before, so I wouldn't be surprised there, and he's going to assume the third term. It could happen, but a nuke would have to go off. It would have to be that bad. There'd have to be like a transfer of government power, kind of the shadow government. It's possible. Again, the whole idea that we've got rights, constitutional rights and stuff, and then like free speech is it's only protected when it's convenient for government establishment power. When it's not, they'll rip your rights right away from you. We see this. You saw that with Hurricane Katrina and the Second Amendment, right? The minute there's a catastrophe, a calamity, they move in, they step in. It's martial law. That's what I try to get out to the people a lot, is just prove to them that like that's the basis of your freedom, unless you're willing to stand up for it. Charles says, have you looked into the Mandela effect? No. No, I haven't. Nick says, all about the green. Okay. It's kind of cool. Like, you see these emojis go by, and I just saw one, I was like, cheers, morning cup of coffee. I like these live streams. Well, I didn't know you could do that. That was cool. I saw a picture pop up with the emoji. That was dope. Stephen says, everyone I talk to think that there's no way that the Second Amendment can be revoked. Well, remember what happened in Burns, Oregon? This stuff happens all the time, man. We've seen so many stories like this. They'll revoke anything they want. Right? We've seen this historically, whether or not it was with the Japanese in internment camps during World War II. They just decided to round them up like dogs. Or the slaughtering of Native Americans only so we can give them casinos. Yeah, that was their thanks. Hey, sorry we slaughtered you guys with weapons and disease. But, yeah, set up a couple blackjack tables here in Arizona. Make up for it. Free money. That's basically what they did. It's really sad. John Death says, it's kind of a strong name. Last name, I don't see Barack Obama being quite that evil and irresponsible to nuke the USA to stay in power. Look at how much these 8 years aged him. Well, Barack Obama really isn't playing the purse strings here. I mean, come on, he doesn't make the decisions. So, in fact, I think most of the time the President of the United States doesn't even know what's really going on, to be honest. So, would he pull the trigger? It's not him pulling the trigger. If I was Russia, I'd actually strike now. I'm being quite honest with you. I'd strike America when she's her weakest. 0% interest rates, quantitative easing to infinity, a bubblelicious stock market, the uncertainty of we don't know who the next president's going to be, Hillary's health failing, I'd strike right now. This is when I'd be making my geopolitical moves. I would be retaliating in places like Ukraine, where the United States has helped a covert invasion, an ouster of a rightful leader in the name of Viktor Yanukovych. Now would be the time to act, quite frankly, if I'm being honest. Tony, wish I was smart like me, but I do try. Well, Tony, I'm not that smart, brother. Maybe above average intelligence, but I think you're plenty smart. I think you can think for yourself, too. And I don't think you have to be that smart to see what's coming. Smartest guy or person or whatever you want to call it's up there anyways. Certainly not me, and it's not you. John says, how could he? Our government is a constant war internally behind the curtains. Well, sure, they profit both sides of the war. It's part of the program. Nick says, do you see a civil war? Yes, and it's happening now. I think we're seeing it from a media perspective. I talked about this last week. It's one of the reasons Donald Trump has aligned himself and his media company with Stephen Bannon, the Breitbarts, the AMTVs of the world, the InfoWars, because there's an absolute civil war. The country is splitting, and it is a splintering now as well. And I think regardless if Trump gets in or not, and I think it's likely that he doesn't, even though people don't like when I say that, and I hope that's not the case, but by not getting in, it only creates a more violent vacuum. And I think that, and I talked about this in a warning video last week, that just be pre-warned now that they're going to attack the alternative media. They're going to attack Breitbart. They're going to attack Trump. They're going to attack all of it because it's the only thing that they've got right now. There's no other tool in the toolbox. So yes, a civil war is brewing in this country. And the country's split. We see this with Donald Trump. Look at the stadiums he's filling. People are pissed. They're pissed at the mainstream media too. And again, there was a video out earlier this morning I saw highlighted on the Drudge Report. People were like yelling at this like CNN broadcaster when, he must probably just a regular guy, got out of college or something, and he's broadcasting, and he doesn't deserve that anger. But like, people are pissed. Nobody trusts the mainstream media anymore. It's why they've created shows like with Anthony Bourdain. They've co-opted him from the Travel Channel, for example, and now he sits down and does dinner with Obama. And when he travels to these, foreign countries, they're just propaganda pieces because the establishment elite, media elite, know that the people don't trust the traditional broadcaster, quote unquote, anymore. So they create these reality TV shows, and without people really truly understanding it, they put out a message, a political message, a control message, a propaganda message, and it's easier consumed by the people, and they don't even know it. Kevin says the Federal Reserve is behind the destruction of this country. No candidates are addressing it. How do we stop the Fed? How do we end it? Pretty easily, just abolish it. Yeah, the candidates aren't talking about it because we could probably realistically, we need a much better candidate running for office. I mean, first thing I would do would be, abolish the Federal Reserve. It would be really my first act. I would completely abolish it. I wouldn't revise it. I would just abolish it immediately, and we'd go back to sound money. I'd abolish Obamacare. I would actively stand trial all the banksters in 2000, that helped cause this mess in 2008, 2009. I would allow them to stand a fair trial, and if the people brought in convictions, I would jail them immediately. I would be very strong in my leadership. It would be, there would be no gray area. Prosecution charges would be brought against Hillary Clinton immediately. I would unearth the truth about 9/11. I'd unearth the truth about ISIS publicly. I'd do a lot of things. Thinking what else I would do. I would work diligently to unite the country. I think that's important. I would, I'd work on that. I think unity is something that we need in this country that, to me, is very saddening at this point, that there's so much division that's been orchestrated and created by these people, pulling the purse strings behind the curtain, that I think there should be some emphasis there. We are a much stronger nation united. That's why it's called the United States of America, and I think we're facing great danger right now. So I would really focus on unity. I would take immediate action and make examples of all the things and people that I just listed. Just start there. So people knew that there was order and law and then I would work strong to unite the country. Tom says, I'd vote for you. Cool. Yeah, who knows? Maybe someday I will run. I don't know. Never know. Well, guys, I think I'm going to end it there today. We've got a radical video coming up, moving into post-production, be posted later today. Thank you for all your support. I really appreciate it. I'm Christopher Green. Got a cup of coffee in my hand, so I can't really do the hard-hitting and in-your-face signal, but hard-hitting and in-your-face. Got it everywhere. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, 10 to 11 p.m. Pacific Standard, 10 to 11 a.m., a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 to 11 Arizona time tomorrow, live. Thank you for all the thumbs up. Get this one out everywhere as well. And I'm humbled. Thank you. Cheers. Peace.